So what's the meaning of success? Guys, this is Coach Marco Robert, and so many of you have come to me and said, hey, Marco, what's the meaning of success? Well, the truth is, there's an old acronym that I learned when I was in my 20s about this idea of success, and it goes like this. S for see your goal. You see, I think it was Walt Disney who said, you know the common person out there say, I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it, right? Well, successful people love to actually believe it because they know that if I believe it, I'm going to see it. So the idea of see your goal is not just to see your goal, but it's to connect with your goal to a point where you actually believe that it is possible. One of the most important things when you set a goal is to be able to believe it. So, let's say you want to make $1 million a year, but right now you don't believe that you can make $1 million a year. Maybe you believe only that you can make, $100,000 a year. Then set your goal to $100,000 a year. Now, you can change that goal. You don't have to wait a year. Maybe in 6 months, you've already made 80,000. You're like, whoa, man, I'm going to make a lot more. And then you evolve your goal to, you say, I'm going to make 200,000 this year, right? But the point is, every time you set a goal, you need to not only be able to see it, but you need to be able to see it with your mind. In other words, you need to believe it. That's step one, okay? Step two is understand the obstacles that are in front of you. What does that mean? Well, to understand means to be willing to study, to be willing to analyze, to be willing to go in depth. You don't understand something if you haven't looked into it, if you haven't compared it. So you need to be able to understand the obstacles in front of you. You need to be willing to be honest. I'm going to tell you something, guys. In my consulting work, I work with business owners of all calibers all over the world. And sometimes the first obstacle that people actually have to overcome is themselves. So are you willing to understand? Are you willing to admit? Are you willing to kind of step on your ego and say, you know what? Hey, I'm the first obstacle that I have to overcome, right? That's what they mean by understand the obstacles in front of you. And also what it means is you have to remember that life unfolds on a gradient scale. So life is on a gradient scale. So it's pointless for you to try and address a challenge or an obstacle that is 3 steps away from you right now until you've actually overcome the obstacles that are right in front of you. So that's what it means to understand the obstacles in front of you. Next, you want to create a positive mental picture. So it goes back to this idea of being able to see. It goes back to this idea of being able to believe. When you create a positive mental picture, you associate something positive with the idea. And when you create a mental picture, it shoots like a positive energy in your nervous system. So it starts affecting your nervous system because it's like, oh my God, it's positive, right? And that positive aspect affects how you think. It affects your nervous system. And in return, your nervous system actually starts affecting your neurological system. It starts creating new neurological connections. So you develop new habits and then you start working and moving towards your goals, right? Next, clear your mind of all self-doubts. I'm going to tell you something. I think one of the biggest secrets in the world, is this idea of doubt. You see, the moment that you doubt, you've already destroyed everything. Doubt is like the hairline fracture on the Hoover Dam, right? So at the beginning, it might not be a big deal. But if you don't patch it immediately, water is going to start seeping through it. And in no time at all, the water is actually going to carve a channel, and very soon the entire dam is going to collapse. Doubt is the hairline fracture. You cannot allow doubt. You need to become massively observant. You need to be aware that at the moment that you have doubt, you need to squelch it. The moment that you feel any form of doubt, you need to stop everything and make sure that you do not allow doubt to seep in your mind. I'll give you one of my tricks. See, the opposite of doubt is gratitude, right? So whenever I feel doubt, whenever I feel like there's a challenge and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to overcome that challenge, I have developed what I call that's what I call it. I call it an about turn, right? If you've been in the military, about turn, right? So you have to turn. So if I feel doubt, I shift my focus immediately and I ask myself, what are you grateful for, Marco, right now? What are you grateful for? And then immediately it shifts my focus from doubting to being grateful. And when you're grateful, you cannot doubt anything. When you're grateful, you are in the present moment. And in the present moment, there's no challenges. In the present moment, there's only you with the world. So practice gratitude. In fact, every morning when I wake up, I actually practice gratitude. It's one of the most powerful forces that is available to human beings. People who live in a world of gratitude tend to be much more thankful. They tend to have a much better, much more pleasing personality. So people like them better. So they like people better. And then, business, what is business? Business is an exchange between two human beings, between two people. So by becoming a person of a pleasing personality, by becoming a person who is grateful, you triple your chances of becoming successful in business. Okay? The next one is embrace the challenge. E for embrace the challenge. See, we live in a world where it is so easy to disconnect, so easy to entertain, so easy to seek out delusion, right? You're facing a challenge. You're like, no, you know what? I'm just going to go and get drunk tonight. Or I'm going to go and spend an hour on Facebook. Or I'm going to go and waste my life on TikTok. Or I'm going to go and hang out with the boys. Or I'm going to go, you understand? There are so many opportunities to disconnect from the challenges. Embracing the challenges is a commitment towards your own success. See, you can't be delusional and think that everything is going to go downhill. It's going to be easy, simple. It's going to be an easy ride. No, of course not, right? I mean, life is not meant to be easy. Think about that. How boring would life be if it were easy, right? So there's going to be some challenges. So you need to make sure that you are connected with the outcome of your life. What's your vision? What's the dream that you want to achieve? And then know that you will actually have obstacles and challenges and embrace them, appreciate them. Appreciate the challenges for that they allow you to become a better person, right? And then just overcome your challenges. Next, S for stay on track. If you're an entrepreneur, my friend, it is so easy to have what they call the shiny object syndrome. It's so easy for us to get, because by definition, entrepreneurs are enthusiastic people. We want to change the world. We want to bring the maximum of ourselves. So, very often repetitive processes get pretty boring pretty quickly. So it's very easy for us to go to the next challenge and go to the next challenge and go to the next challenge and never really, close the loop on things. So you need to stay on track. You need to be focused on your goal, and you do not change your focus until you are convinced that there is no way. You stick with your objective. You stay on track. And the last thing that you have to do to become successful is you have to show the world that you can do it. You need to step up with determination. You need to know that you are determined. You need to want to prove something. You need to want to prove to the world that you can do it. We live in a world full of normal, average, ordinary people who are satisfied by, reaching normal, average, and ordinary standards of life. If you want to be successful, you need to be willing to break that barrier, to break through that glass ceiling, that societal glass ceiling, and say, what? I'm going to show the world. I'm going to show the world what I'm made of. right? So you need to bring that dedication to yourself, and that's how you become successful. Guys, if you enjoy these short videos, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Also, when you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so that you can be notified every time I come up with a new video. And also, make sure that you write comments below. I read all of your comments, and I actually use them to create new videos. So if you have any questions for me, go ahead and ask me a question, and then we'll make sure that maybe we'll pick one of your questions and we'll create a video in the future. This is Coach Marco Robert. I'll see you next time.